Last time we said what decides life and death is the net effect across many channels. This time we pull out the single most dangerous one and look at it alone, the late sodium current. First, a counterexample. There's a drug called ranolazine. Like those deadly drugs, it too blocks hERG, yet it isn't lethal at all. It's an antiarrhythmic used to protect the heart. Same hERG block, so how does it guard the heart instead? The secret is the same line of thinking. It doesn't just block hERG, it blocks something else harder, the late sodium current. To understand it, first look at how the sodium channel normally works. When the heartbeat begins, sodium channels snap open, sodium floods in, the cell depolarizes, and the channels immediately shut. But a tiny fraction never close tightly. They keep flickering back open, letting a small sodium current leak in all through the plateau. That is the late sodium current. Normally it is negligible, but once it is amplified, it is like a stuck accelerator. The cell can't come back down, the action potential drags out, QT lengthens. The same early after depolarizations appear, and the same road leads to torsades. So there are two roads that drag the heart toward a lethal rhythm. One is blocking hERG. Potassium can't get out, a brake failure. The other is amplifying the late sodium current. Sodium keeps coming in, a stuck accelerator. Brake and accelerator, opposite directions, same ending. Both stretch out repolarization, both trigger deadly rhythms. That is exactly why CiPA from last episode must watch both hERG and the late sodium current. So what amplifies the late sodium current? First, genetics. A class of mutations in the sodium channel gene SCN5 makes the channel reopen again and again, carrying an oversized late sodium current from birth. This is long QT syndrome type 3, LQT3, an inherited risk of sudden death. Second, disease. Cardiac ischemia and heart failure both push the late sodium current up. Third, certain drugs amplify it by accident, and measuring whether a drug touches the late sodium current like hERG still comes down to patch clamp. Back to ranolazine. It specifically blocks that amplified late sodium current, releasing the stuck accelerator, pulling the overlong plateau back in, snuffing out early after depolarizations. That is why it is antiarrhythmic. Even better, it does also block hERG, which should prolong QT. But its late sodium block just offsets that risk. One block, one release, and the net effect barely prolongs QT at all. This, again, is balance block. Only this time the star is a drug that protects the heart. The late sodium current, once a small ignored trickle, has become a must-test for cardiac safety. CiPA defined a dedicated patch clamp voltage protocol just to measure it on its own, and it isn't only a source of risk, it is also a drug target. Following it, people are hunting for new antiarrhythmic and antianginal drugs. With that, both channels that govern repolarization, potassium's hERG and sodium's late current, are covered. Next time, we switch direction to the channel that governs depolarization and contraction, the calcium channel, Nav1.5. Why, when it goes wrong, does the heart not just beat erratically but also lose its force? Follow Channel Observatory, and we'll take them one channel at a time.